Hi guys, a few of you have asked me what Liquify is and I thought I would demonstrate. So I'm a photographer, I run my own business, Iska Photography, and I'm also a fashion model. So it gives me a bit of a unique opportunity to show you on myself. This is a standard digital photo. It's just an unedited image taken against my wardrobe at home. I have opened up in Photoshop and I'm now going to open it up in Liquify. Now what Liquify is a tool in which you can move parts of the image, and it works okay for things like clothing edges or creases and things like that you want to sort of fix up to make a product look more well presenting. Unfortunately, it's used in the modeling industry to completely alter models' sizes while making it look really natural. So what I'm basically doing here is showing you how I would reduce my size if I was a photographer that used this technique or a client requested this technique. Now, I personally refuse to do this. I don't think that photoshopping models' bodies, regardless of whether they're men or women, is an appropriate way to represent body diversity, and also it's really hard for body image. I'm a body image advocate. I think that the more diversity and size and shape representation that we have in the modeling industry, or in any industry, in magazines, the more that our youth and our young people are going to be able to love and accept their bodies for the unique, beautiful thing that they are. So I'm not doing this exceptionally extremely, but what I have learned over the years is what you can do to make something look thinner, I'm just going to say a model's body. So I know that thinness comes from potentially the size of the arms or the shape of the shoulders or the fall of the neck. And so what I'm doing here is showing you how quickly and how simply I am able to change the shape of my body to make me look like a thinner model. I have no problem with my body shape. I love it. I have never wanted to be a size 0 model. But it is a really interesting thing for people to understand that those images that we see in magazines are photoshopped. Reality doesn't exist. It is not true. So what we're going to look at here is what I've just done while I've been talking, and I'm going to turn that off. So I'm going to turn it back on again. It's not extreme, but it is enough to make me look basically a whole dress size smaller. And you can do this to the extreme. You can make breasts bigger. You can make thighs much, much smaller. I find it very uncomfortable to do it, but there are different tools. So the one that I was just using to do what I've just shown you is the general push around tool. So I can just push the edges, but there are also, this is a brush that sucks things in. So it almost like minimizes from the center. So it's basically pulling things like this. So I'm doing this on my stomach right now. I've just done it on my thigh. And I can do it on my other thigh. I can do it basically anywhere I want. I can make this brush smaller. I can do it along my arms to make my arms look smaller. And so what this particular brush would allow you to do is not warp the boundaries. You know, when we look at photoshopped photographs or photos of models or influencers posted online, and you can see like the lines from in the background, you know, whether it's a door frame or whatever, they've been pushed and you can see that they're not straight. Well, this particular tool done in Photoshop will allow me to make those changes, if I wanted to not make it obvious that it's happened. So again, I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to turn it on again. So, you know, we went from one element of this, which was just the small sort of pushing, and now we've done that sort of minimizing. And then we've got a maximizing one. So I can sit here with my cup size, if I really wanted to, quite quickly just make my bra size look bigger. So again, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on. The other creepy thing about Liquify is that it has a face, specifically a face option. So here I have just zoomed in. I can make my face or my forehead smaller and larger, and smaller and larger if I wanted to. I can change my smile. I can make it larger, wider, or I can make it thinner. Obviously, doing it too much is going to distort my face, but I could also make with this tool my lips bigger. So I'm increasing the width of my lips. And creepily enough, I can increase or decrease my smile. Obviously, that's like insanely creepy right there. I can make my nose smaller. I can make my nose go high or low to increase the gap between my lip and my nose. I can make my entire face width thinner. Well, that's weird. Or larger if I wanted to. And I can also extend my like jawline or my lower part of my face to make it longer. It's really weird. What does that one do? That one looks like it does something about my ears, but maybe not. Yeah, so basically every part of this can be manipulated and be kept to look real. So if I just slightly thin my face, maybe I just slightly make my nose a little bit thinner, I can make my smile a little bit wider here. I can increase the size of my lips ever so slightly. It's the same thing with the eyes. I have the ability to give myself that sort of, let me see, hang on, do you see this? I can actually turn, so freaking creepy, my eyes to give myself that fox eye look. I can increase, what did I just do there? I can increase the size of my eyes if I wanted larger eyes, and I can increase the sort of depth or width of, I can increase the width and the depth of my eyes to make them bigger. So it's super weird. And when we look back on the photo, that when it just finishes loading. So we have this photo and you're like, okay, yep, cool. If I undo everything that I just did, that's the original photo. That is the liquefied one. So it's not even that obvious, but I can tell you right now that the damage that this creates of the illusion, so that is the original, and that is the liquefied. So there's no distortion. I don't particularly look that different, and yet original, liquefied. It has incredible problems for body image for people because we compare ourselves to what we see online, what we see in magazines, what we see on billboards, but there is really quick and easy processes that professional photographers have access to that can perpetuate this issue that we have of I don't look like them. And so I just wanted to shed a little bit of light and make you realize that what you see is fake, and never compare yourself because these tools exist and they are used all the time.